Here's the thing I really wish I'd known earlier. I know it sounds totally daft because I've done 3 PhDs. I didn't get any of them, I'm ADHD, but I've done it 3 times. I'm intelligent. But because I guess maybe we're both autistic and I have ADHD, we just are trusting. We trust people too much. And we also just didn't understand. You don't have to pay. The bank taught us this, and I'm so grateful to Lloyds. Honestly, big shout out for Lloyds, because they have a little thing that helps people like me, that they can support you if you're not great with money, you don't understand things brilliantly on that score. And the beautiful woman there said to us, look, you haven't seen these fixtures and fittings. If you can't touch it and see it, do not pay for it. If you're having work done and you can't see the progress that's been agreed, stop paying. So that's my message today, really. Please stop paying. Stop paying now. Honestly, I give you full permission. You know what? If you're not that sure, I'll tell you what you can do. Oh, it's freezing. It's actually been snowing today, and the temperature says 17 degrees in here because we still have no heating. This is not a renovation update. Today is a resilience update. This is where we're living, just in this one room. And some exciting news this week. We actually had our beds delivered. Crazily, these beds, the actual mattresses, were ordered way back in July from Benson's for Beds. And we had to keep every 2 weeks moving on the delivery date because we were expecting to come home on the 1st of September with it all done. So goodness knows how many times we've moved that on. But these headboards and ottoman bases for both beds were actually paid for to the contractor, but we never saw the money back, and we never saw the bed bases along with the rest of the money, £43,000 that we've paid. And today we are now past the deadline when we asked the contractor, can you just show us what you've spent our money on? We still don't know. So we have no idea how these funds have been appropriated, but they certainly haven't come our way. So we've paid for these beds twice, yet again. There has been a real health cost though, a real downside to living in a 2-foot wide caravan bed and then a 20-year-old mattress on the floor. Sadly, my spine, which is deformed since birth, it's something called Scheuermann's disease, has really packed up on me. I'm now wearing a brace. But the good news is hopefully me and the little girls can be a little bit happier in this fantastic memory foam mattress, which I'm hoping will go some way towards helping my back. The bed was meant to be delivered into here. This is our bedroom, but as you can see, it's not suitable to live in. So we're having to live in one room. You know, this was a massively big dream of ours. And one of the things we had as the remit was we wanted everything vintage, Art Nouveau. I'd have been absolutely delighted with a lovely £20 wardrobe from Facebook Marketplace, recycled, reused, and just a little bit of love poured into it. Instead, we've got these things, 100% not our taste, with no handles and kitchen hinges, not proper wardrobe hinges. Unfortunately, we paid £9,000 for these wardrobes because the contractor charged us on the 1st of August for them, and then the manufacturer arrived with them on the 13th of October and hadn't been paid. So the contractor, under huge amounts of pressure, forced us to pay the wardrobe manufacturer again. £9,000 for these. And if you look at the way they've been half fitted, it's pretty disgusting. Have a look at that awful monstrosity. And let me show you even worse than that one. These were described as fully sprayed, painted and fitted wardrobes. Well, that to me does not look very fitted, does it to you? A huge gap. And even if they were fitted, I mean, do you call this fitted? We paid for our fixtures and fittings £43,000 worth in the summer. And here we are, the next nearly February, and we're still living with this supposedly temporary tap. We actually paid for a very expensive tap, and we spent hours choosing it so that we could wash the dogs in this sink, this very sink that's at my knee level, because this kitchen has not been fitted to a standard 900mm height, let alone for someone like me that's got super long legs and actually needs it higher than that. So this kitchen with my back, not usable. As a bit of a plea towards our contractor's humanity, we asked, could you even just deliver the radiators so that we can be warm? Twice he arranged to bring these supposedly existing radiators that we've paid so much for, and twice he didn't turn up. So we live with tiny, inadequate halogen heaters and oil field radiators, even though we've paid so much. If I'm really honest with you, I don't actually care about me. I'm happy to wrap myself up in a blanket, but I care about my girls. I've got 2 little doggies here and I want them to be warm. So you can talk to the bank for free. They're not what you think they are. They're really kind, and they will advise you. I can't speak highly enough of Lloyds Bank in particular. They are very, very highly trained to help people in this situation. They understand forward loading and they see it every day of the week. They got us onto Citizens Advice, and my goodness, what an amazing service they are. They report the trader themselves to trading standards, which means the person's practices is going to be examined very closely. The other thing is, we found our surveyor so helpful. He helped us understand our gut instincts, where we were right and where we were wrong to be worried. To be honest, they'll check all the building regulations. They know the fire regs and that sort of thing. So they'll be reassuring as well as pointing out exactly how far your project has come along. And I'm telling you, your instincts are right. And exactly what's been done perfectly and what has not been done perfectly. Here's one of the things you need to do as early as possible. Report your contractor to action fraud. I'm going to let you know in a second what sort of circumstances in which you would do that. But the reassuring thing you need to know is it's not the same thing as the police knocking on doors. Don't panic, you're not getting someone arrested there and then. It's a reporting and intelligence agency. You need to do this if you've been charged for items that you've never seen, particularly if you've asked for photographs and even those can't be produced. If you've paid for things and then you ask for financial transparency and the documentation can't be produced, that's another circumstance. If you've paid for something and then you're asked to pay again, that's very definitely a circumstance in which you would want to contact action fraud. If payments are front-loaded, which means you're being asked to pay for things as a promised piece of work, but you're looking around like we were with the Emperor's New Clothes and thinking, this definitely is not where we're meant to be by this amount of payment, that's another circumstance that action fraud will need to hear about. And most importantly, if you're being asked by your contractor to pay more to stop delays, again, this is a matter for action fraud. This isn't about deciding guilt, it's not a court of law. It's about understanding where there are financial irregularities and what might be happening to that money. And it's very important you find other people as well that things like this have happened to with the same firm, because it carries more weight with action fraud if this is happening on all of the contractors' other projects. Action fraud simply records concerns so that they are recorded properly. I'll tell you the other thing you can do that will really help you, not just to get the word out there, but just psychologically to help you. Contact this on Facebook, Builders Pinnacle in Leeds. Click on this bit here, messages, and the guy honestly gets back to you so quickly, and he'll listen to your story. It's the best therapy ever. Sadly, he's heard this every single day of the week with cases over and over. He is in the business of cleaning up the building industry, and actually now there's a ton of builders jumping on board with him to talk to him, helping to get advice for themselves so they don't end up on his page. So he's supporting them, if you like, to build a kind of angel builders that are much more trustworthy. Contacts with surveyors and the press like Channel 4 and ITV News. Even if you're shy about getting that stuff out there, he'll speak on your behalf and talk to them on your behalf. Only what you want to say, nothing extra. I'm sure you think, just like me, that the only way to get change in the world is you're never going to do it on your own. If you're crying and sobbing to your own hanky, nothing will change. We need to club together. Graham, his team of experts, all the builders that are joining with him now, who are also linking to the MPs and what they're doing in government to try and stop front loading and all this kind of, well, I'll say crookery. I'll probably get myself arrested. But we just want to protect the next victim. So please get in touch with Graham and all the other people that can help spread the word, and let's get things changed.